on. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. Yes sir. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. One. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. You go out of the street, you fi walk and skank. You go.
Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of Loose Mandem before the first ever season of the show comes to an end. I hope you all had a nice weekend and are looking forward to this 40-minute bumper ride of a show, as there is quite a bit to get through. So, coming up on today's show, we will be discussing the latest and past news stories such as Sarah Everard's death regarding her killer Wayne Couzens and the American singer-songwriter R.Kelly. We also have another new dilemma which I have picked from final episode presenting for us lot to solve. So make sure you lot watching do not go anywhere for that segment, as well as all of that. Towards the end of the show we will be playing our final new edition of Loose Mandem Does Never Have I Ever. Well, make sure you get all of your snacks at the ready because that is today's Loose Mandem. Now, we have talked about the death of Sarah Everard in the past episode, so you can watch that part if you haven't already done so. But we are coming back to this story as there has been a development. So as a reminder, the 33-year-old marketing executive, Sarah was abducted and killed by Met Police Officer Wayne Couzens. The development that has been all over the news that has falsely arrested her for breaching COVID guidelines. Couzens drove for several hours before raping and strangling her and setting fire to her body. She had been walking from a friend's house in Clapham to her own home in Brixton at about 9 p.m. Two witnesses saw him handcuff her but believed she was acting legitimately as a police officer. The 2-day sentencing hearing heard how Couzens strangled her with his police-issued belt after he raped her in his car. He burnt and dumped her body in the woods near Ashford in Kent. 4 days later, he took his children and wife on a family trip to the exact same spot. Miss Everard's body was submerged in a pond yard far from where her killer's children played. So, will justice finally be served? Well, tough topic to discuss, but we are the Loose Mandem, and here are our reactions. Carl, what do you think? Do you think justice will be served? You know?
He's got a life sentence.
I believe so, but I mean, in terms of for the Metropolitan Police in general, do you think justice will be served in any of their crimes and their involvement, etc., etc.?
Probably not. Not in any soon time, anyway, because court cases like this take years upon years. So at the present moment, probably not. Just because it takes years for like big groups like that to. It's so much. You've got to do it individually with each individual person who's involved. Then you've got to take the whole place as a whole. So no. Him as a person, I think he is, because I'm someone who believes that keeping someone in prison on their own is way better than execution, just because it's easy.
Right, the chemo. Added on to that. So, in response to Sarah Everard's death, you see a lot of action being taken, especially by the public as well, to call out the police on certain misdoings they've done. But it's I mean, some have kind of critiqued and said, why has this created uproar? But with certain black people in the past, pre George Floyd, it's never been brought up. Like, what's your view on that?
Honestly, one, I do agree with the people, like, why is this situation even happening in the first place? We should actually check why like people like him are put into the police force just to go around and just doing awful things like to pass out. But for the whole black situation, I do agree also that it should have been brought more as well. we should have been talking about like how much better people have died in the past as well. But I do see why this whole thing is going to cause lots of debates and lots of people are angry and putting their anger into different sections, and it's causing a big discussion everywhere.
And I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, all of what's happened, including Sarah Everard, all the deaths, it's tragic, regardless of who it is and the race, etc., etc. And it's terrible. Again, it isn't uncommon to hear a lot of stories about police coming out, but to think though that it has taken that long to actually hear people really stand up and actually call out the police, especially with the black killings. I can agree on that. It's just when you think about it, it's a little bit annoying and how people's reaction, and I imagine we all agree.
Bring it up straight away. They should actually first more for Sarah more, because it's a bit too convenient for them to start doing that straight away.
To be honest, it's like even if anything happens, I think a lot of people like to go into a debate mindset. So it's like, we believe this and that, so why didn't that happen? But then the other argument be like, well, you didn't see it from that argument, that kind of point of view. And again, the whole point of it is people are dying because police didn't do their job, and even when they did do the job, it was for their own benefit. It was in a malice way anyways. So the fact that people are even saying that, especially it's quite early, especially for the family as well, it's a bit weird. But I do get where they're coming from, so thank you for that. Kamar, do you have any other upcoming stories about?
So, regards to Sarah Everard,
Yes.
First of all, I want to say it's a tragic death, and I hope Wayne Couzens hope you're rot in prison for what you've done to that young innocent lady. And there's a lot of developing stories that have come up, that have arise during the months, and one of them is that Wayne Couzens worked as a prison officer in the House of, a guard in the House of Commons. And as I'm reading the articles and there's various different stories and what he's done in the past and how he's, we've heard that leaked WhatsApp messages have been out regards to misogynistic, racist, homophobic abuse, and how he was known by the police force as the rapist. It just shows you how can we really trust our police? Are they really for us? If you're having a man like Wayne Couzens who has a sight for young women, who wants to kill young women, who wants to take his family to where the young woman's buried, I'm just thinking the vetting process needs to be thorough and looked at again, because for me, reading all these articles, and guys, you can read it at home, Dave could have, took him off duty, in my opinion. Don't know about yours, but all the other, various articles about what he's done, how many, some offences that he's done in the past, and it's like the Met have not looked at that what he's done in the past. They just brushed it on the shoulder. So what I really hope the Met really does now is take your vetting process more seriously. Not check it every 5 years or 4 years. Check it every year or every couple of months, because a lot can happen in that couple of months. So that's what I think. But regards to Wayne Couzens getting a whole life sentence, like Carl says, I'm not really impressed about the Met's response to this as well. So this is from The Guardian. It says the Met announced on Thursday night that it would no longer deploy plainclothes officers on their own after the sentencing hearing was told that Couzens used lockdown rules to falsely arrest Everard during the judgment, because he did as well. And that was just like, you can tell he planned it from before to want to kill women, and unfortunately Sarah was the victim of that. It also says here the force encouraged members of the public to challenge law and clothes police officers if they are ever approached, asking where the officers' colleagues are, where they have come from, why they are there, and exactly why they are stopping or talking to them. That I don't agree with. Is it for me to ask a police officer what you're doing alone? I think it's a police officer is there to protect me. Why am I questioning a police officer walking about? And if, sorry, I'm not trying to make it a race thing. If that was a black person talking about that, they would have been arrested and kicked in the brought up to the cell after aggressive, asking these type of questions. So I'm thinking, reading that now, I'm thinking, no, that's not my duty to ask that. I don't know about you lot, but why am I asking questions to a police officer thinking he's suspicious? I mean, probably most of them not even, are innocent with regards to all of this anyway. So I feel like the Met really needs to have a rethink, a reshuffle. I think Cressida Dick needs to definitely resign from the job, and I think she should have done that years ago when they offered her to leave, but she's obviously staying. But it's totally devastating news. But I don't know what you other guys think.
It's terrible. Really and truly, it's definitely the reaction of this from the police wise. There are going to be a lot of people especially part of the force, who will, if with any kind of sense of morality, anyways, will actually condemn Wayne. However, if they are about police have to stick together, etc., then again, it won't really make a good move forward, and it's happened a long time.
You're right, so because more of these stories that are coming out, it says here as well, it also suggests verifying the police officer's identity by asking to hear their radio operator or asking to speak to the radio operator themselves. And this is the part where it really gets me, what the Met says. If a person still does not feel safe, the forces said they should consider shouting out to a passerby, nearby person, running into a house, knocking a door, waving a bus down, or if you are in a position to do so, calling 999. That's fine. Some of them situations, what I've just read, you can't do. Because there may be no buses, there may be no houses nearby, there may be, your phone might die, or something might happen to you where you can't call 999. That advice is just like a little reception advice. What are you got what I mean? That's what I feel, so.
So, Kimo and Kat, sorry to cut you. What do you think of that advice?
Wave down a bus.
Wave down a bus.
No, honestly, Kyle.
No,
that's
it's terrible. No, it is terrible. No, well, it's terrible in the sense that, like, for the first one where there was, like, if you feel unsafe, when an officer that's approached, it really shouldn't be our job to make sure that the officers are good people.
Yeah.
Because that's just terrible advice, because then the good officers are just going to have to deal with people being like, who are you? So it's like, it's a terrible advice. There's no win-win situation on that one. You know what I mean? And one, it's not our responsibility to make sure the police are good people. Mm-hmm. And for the good police, they're going to have to deal with if they want to stop someone. That person now has a good excuse to get away from them. They can be like, hey, yo, you're on your own. Hey, you know what I mean? So it's lose-lose, you know what I mean? For that one, that's like common knowledge. If you know what I mean? Like, that's like basically.
That's like you would what? Yeah, that's like something what you already do.
Yeah.
It's not like something you do differently.
Yeah, that's just basic knowledge. Like, if there's a bus, get on the bus. If there's a house nearby, run to the house. We know this. If there's actual new information that helps, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
It's just yeah, you're right, Carl. It's just babyish advice. What are you going to do? Yes, approach. Don't approach the war employ police officers by themselves with plain clothes. That's okay. What else are you going to do? You've not talked about the vetting process. You've not talked about other stuff or checking.
And that's why I say that it comes to a point with the point of the police force on what their reaction to it, how they will move forward with how they will handle these kind of things, because again, women being abducted is not a new thing. Children being abducted is not a new thing. Hate crime is not a new thing. And again, a lot of them have a lot to do with the police here and there as well. A lot of people have this very romanticized view of the police and think they can do no wrong. But here we have Sarah Everard. But like I said though, if, sorry to cut you again, if this is an example of how the police will react to a person getting raped, strangled, and killed, then what does that say about humanity in general? When you think about it, exactly, it's just not great. It's not great. So
that's why
for this,
like I said,
vetting process. We need police officers that we can trust, that are not homophobic, that are not racist, that are not got xenophobic views. We need, the civil servants.
I think the best thing they can do is, I don't think it's a ridiculous thing to say, all we want is for them to change something. They've got to figure it out so that this doesn't happen again. Now, the best reply they could do, best thing they could do would be to go, okay, this is how we're going to stop this from ever happening again, and show people a foolproof plan and changes to the system. That's how to reply to the situation. Now if they go, okay, we're working on a solution so this doesn't happen again, we will get back to you in 3 months, 5 months, you know what I mean? That's also good. Just make it clear that you're going to change it. Don't be like, oh, we were sorry for the family of Sarah. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah. But just how are you going to stop it from happening again? That's all I want to know. I don't care about anything else. Are you going to stop it from happening again? And then people can move on.
Yeah, in regards to Solomon talking about Wayne Cousins fake hitting and arrest Sarah, I just want to read this from the Times. It says, Cousin was wearing his police belt with handcuffs and a rectangular black pouch, similar to a pepper spray holder when he kidnapped Everard. Little said, so the judge is called Judge Tom Little, said, similar to a pepper spray holder when he kidnapped Everard. He also said, he took her in a false arrest by handcuffing her and showing his warrant card. If that were me, I'm not saying I'm a girl, but if that were me, I would think that's a police officer on duty at night. Yeah. Because he's got all the aspects like a police officer does.
Yeah. No.
And he's gone above that. He's abused that position to lead Sarah into the death. It's just like, even if we have, police officers at night by themselves, 2 of them, how do you know 2 of them will rape you or kill you?
That's it.
You get what I mean? So it's like, yes, it's alright having a good perception how, if they verify that, but for me, I'm not a police officer. Why do I have to ask questions to a police officer that should be asking me questions why they're stopping me on if they're real or not, or if they say who they are, or if they arrested me under.
Because they always say, don't they, whenever something like this happens, you can still trust the police.
Yeah.
But if your advice to us is to question the police officers, we're basically telling us not to trust the police. Their duty now should be to make us continue to trust the police by showing us how this won't happen again, or at least they're trying to make it not happen again. But if your advice is question the police, I saw like someone say be untrusting of police officers or not, and it's like, we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
It's just,
if you do your job,
I should. If you want me to trust police, don't tell me to ask police questions if they're real police. I shouldn't have to. It's that simple.
Yeah. So yes, Carly, you're right, because it says here as well. The fact she had been to her friend's house for a dinner at the height of the early 2021 lockdown made her more vulnerable, more likely to submit to an accusation that she had acted in breach of COVID-19 regulations in some way. So you could see why the police officer stopped her, because obviously we was in a lockdown, and it says here as well, a couple driving past in their car saw Cousins putting Everard in handcuffs and believed that she had done something wrong when they were actually witnessing her kidnap. So it's like, oh, she's getting arrested, she must have done something wrong. That's a, you know, now you're thinking, right, that's a police officer on his arm. Should I turn back? You got what I mean? It's like, this should have been already in the, you know, in the policy, in the, you know, in the procedures, in the handbook already before this. You know, not to have a police officer by himself. So why now? It's like, oh, so when something's gonna happen, they change. When a black boy dies, you're gonna change another regulation. Why don't you just change it all together? Have it looked through all together, and then you won't have these cases like this happening.
Did he have a camera on his person?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say it in the articles that I've read, but he may have. But he may have. I'm not sure. Most police officers do, don't they?
Yeah. Hence,
He may have taken it off, though.
Well, that's
He may have
what.
taken it off, may not.
No. My point is the fact that most police officers now are getting more and more, told more and more now to actually have. It's a regulation now. You have to wear it. To show what's actually happening, and two, for safety as well. It's the fact that he didn't wear that.
Yeah.
Again, it's premeditated. It was premeditated. He knew what he was doing. So yeah, I mean,
I don't know what you think of Keaton about this.
yeah, because it's like it's at this point.
It's like it's so complicated and there's so much information.
It's taken too much. I mean, think of the family. What I mean, like the family's reaction to this. What do you think? If you were in, let's say you were her brother or something like that, what would your reaction be to this? I know it's quite a lot, but
If I was a brother, I'd be pissed at the police, because honestly, if they're gonna keep on like saying like, oh, trust this, trust the police, and now saying like question them, and then these police officers coming in and just like taking people, just like obviously he just kidnaps her about people knowing that it's being kidnapping, yeah, and just kills her. I'll be just pissed. I'll just not trust anything about the police ever again. I just wouldn't trust. I can't go on the words for it, really.
No, because regards to Sarah Everard's family, it says here on the BBC, it said Miss Everard's family said they were relieved by the fact that cousins would die in jail, which, you know, it should anyway. And then now, Cressida Dick, it says here, she says she recognised that a precious bond of trust had been damaged by cousins who had brought shame on the Met. That's why you should leave. And I'm sorry. Yeah, so I forgot to add a little bit. She described him as a coward. She said his crimes were a gross of betrayal of everything policing stands for. I think I'm so sorry. And there's no other point from Cressida Dick regards to that.
Please, the guy's family, do they hate him for what he's done? So,
You know what? I'm not actually that sure, but I would be. Because, like I said in my first point, he took his family to where he buried Sarah. If I was his wife, I'm thinking, you killed a woman and you're bringing me to her exact death where you buried her with all my kids. If she wouldn't kick him out, divorce him, say not to see you again, I would think, yeah,
well, don't think she had a choice kicking him out. He was already in prison, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He's already there. You know what I mean?
If the wife would have known before that, or if she would have suspected anything.
But like I said, even then, you'd imagine, like, I don't know what, they might have had problems in their marriage here and there. Regardless, I imagine she would have not accepted him back regardless. I mean, the fact that they had kids, he let them play around her remains, that's the most grim thing as well, I wouldn't think about it. He raped her and pretty much, strangled her and then killed her, chopped it. It's really
it says
disturbing.
An ongoing independent officer for police conduct review of how cousins became a Met officer has been found that vetting procedures missed that two of his previous cars had been linked to allegations of indecent exposure. What did I just say? What is the key thing I said? Vetting procedures. They need to be looked at again. Because how can you miss two? I know the Met is a big, organised. I know the police is a big organisation. If it's too much for you to vet a police officer every year or every 2 years or every month, employ more people. You got unemployment rates out there. Employ them, get them skilled up. Do the, employ them. Do some, vetting on police officers. Because, like I said, if they would have seen that, he would have come and met police officer. Vetting is the key, and that's sad how the Met failed. And I think Sarah Everard's family, if you're not done it already, you should sue the Met Police.
Don't we have like to check people's phones, like messages?
Oh yeah, like I said, they found WhatsApp messages leaked. Like I said in my first
They
point.
could have done that earlier though.
Yeah, but like I said, if they missed two, they wouldn't expect Wayne of that he's got a past life of doing weird shit. Do you understand what I mean? If they don't have the right vetting procedures, or if they missed it out, or if they don't have enough resources to look up on the police officer, of course they've got enough resources, but not to a good standard. They would think, oh, this is not like a civil servant police officer looking to care for the community, doesn't do nothing, doesn't go up against the law. But obviously, when he obviously hits that, found out that he killed Sarah, he checked his house, and then they found all the WhatsApp messages.
And I imagine there's a lot more in his police career that he's done as well.
Exactly.
And there's still, and then again, there's a lot in the actual Metropolitan Police to actually discuss. So again, guys, thank you for your points and stuff like that. Again, it's not necessarily a jovial topic to talk about, but at least in a sense, it's a cathartic one, at least for Sarah Everard's family.
As well, we will do a special about this because there's a lot.
There's a lot more. There is a lot more.
We can't get
it
into
can't.
that.
It is a story that's. It really is disturbing. I couldn't imagine it happening to a family member of mine, and even if it did, oh my gosh, it'd be terrible. But again, thank you guys for your points. Moving on from that discussion, the R&B star R.Kelly has been found guilty in the sex trafficking trial after allegations that he sexually abused women, girls and boys for more than 2 decades. A jury of 7 men and 5 women who began their deliberations found Kelly guilty of racketeering and 8 charges of trafficking people across state lines for prostitution. Prosecutors argued that Kelly's managers, bodyguards and other employees allegedly helped him meet women, girls and boys for sexual exploitation, amounting to a criminal enterprise to groom them. It's not the first time a celebrity or high-profile individual has been exposed with similar allegations, which leads me to wonder, how have certain celebrities managed to get away with these actions? Akimo, what do you think of that? How do you think they managed to get away with this?
Really, it all comes down to money.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Also, what they do, they get the money what they do from acting career or singing career, whatever career they're doing to make them famous. They hire people to help cover their tracks, to help them buy children, women, whatever, to do any of that sexual content, and then it's just easy for them to just put stuff under the radar and do whatever they want.
Yeah,
anything illegal.
Because it reminds me about Harvey Weinstein, because he was, a glorified, director, producer. He had his own company. The Weinstein company was quite famous, quite infamous. And then I believe it was around late 2017, maybe 2018. That's when the whole, him being, in search for a better word, a weirdo kind of came out. Yeah. But again, he had so much power for how many years he managed to get away with it, So you're right with the fact that money has something to do with it, a big influence. I would say money, especially in the industry, equals kind of power in a sense.
Yeah, because look at Hollywood as well. Hollywood, that's all things go under the radar. Because they just want to keep their actors shining and get all people to love their actors so they can generate more money and get more power and just spread them out.
That's fair. Alright, Kyle, as a fellow actor, That's right, fellow actor right there. But as a fellow actor, you hear these stories of people in the industry, in pretty much going to be in our profession, really, doing these kind of things. Does it deter you from going into it, or does it encourage you to try and make a change through it?
It encouraged me to join that society. No, it don't. No,
Me too.
it don't discourage me, and it don't make me want to make a difference. I guess I'm more of a. I don't think about it really. I don't go like, oh, as an actor, I'm gonna have to face this stuff one day, or as an actor, I'm gonna have to pave the way for stuff like that. It's never really been a thing for me. I mean, trying to be an actor is hard enough. Trying to be an activist and an actor is just. If you're gonna do it, well done, I guess. And if you succeed, well done. But it's still weird to know that, like, if I ever did get into this career and I did really well in it, I'd be in that area. Like, there'd be a lot of that going on. That's, to be honest, this is gonna sound awful, right? But a part of me wants to be. There's a little part of me that wants to be an actor and get famous and do all this. To know who's doing it. To know what's going on, because you 100% know it's way weirder than just the powerful guys making girls have sex with them or getting kids. So it's way weirder.
So one question, Cal, if somebody told you in secrecy or in private that they did this, did that, would you one keep it as a secret, or would you two go to the papers and get some money?
Am I a successful actor?
Yeah, if you was a successful actor.
If I was a successful actor.
And I don't see why you wouldn't, eh?
Director and actor.
Oh, bro, I've got that type of power. I'm like the next
yeah.
Spielberg. Oh, yeah, I'm telling.
Okay,
But,
cool.
look, I'm definitely an opportunist. And the world isn't a good world. And if I got told this, and they were like, if you don't tell anyone, we'll give you this movie role, I probably won't tell anyone. Like, that's just the honest truth.
So we finally caught Kyle.
No, I just mean, you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to be successful. But it's an awful fact that, if you do want to be successful in the acting career at the moment, you may end up having to know about this stuff and dealing with this stuff.
Definitely.
Do you know what? And that brings up a good point. And you can't. You know what? It reminds me of R.Kelly marrying Aaliyah. And how kind of crazy that was, because she was technically she was 18 when they got married. So and people obviously knew they were married, but because again it's quite power couple. But then no one knew. Well, I believe people knew, but didn't really speak on how young she was. And again, this is brought about the early start of her career-ish. I mean, Kamar, you've got to think it would be kind of weird. What do you think the family's point of view of that would be?
What?
R.Kelly's family or Aaliyah's?
Aaliyah's.
That is a disgusting old dog, and he should rot in. Same like Wayne Cutters, he should rot in jail.
But hold on, but what if this family was so poor that the only way they could get money was for her?
Sorry, for me, if I was that poor, which I'm not, I'm thankful for not. I'm not that desperate for money.
How would you know?
I would.
You would.
I'd be that desperate. I think.
Would you?
I'd not. Well, probably
to
not.
risk your life, risk your underage daughter sleeping with a big
Now,
R&B
honestly,
singer.
I wouldn't want to, but I do think that family would probably find.
Ethically, you just don't, because it's despicable. But then again,
There's families that will do that.
Yeah, there's families that will definitely
India,
be willing to do
it's
that kind of
tradition.
stuff.
Just put people together like that.
Yeah.
So it's not far from saying that,
I can see it, but for me personally, no.
No.
Yeah, which is again agreeable. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Of course.
But I 100% don't think that family was like, ew, the daughter was marrying R.Kelly. They were probably like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I mean?
because you're right, Carl. Because what I think about this trial, it's went on for quite a while, and the amount of allegations from women, explaining what he did and what he did, and that famous interview with Gayle King, what he did, And he denied every single claim where he cried and stormed out the room throwing a little facade. Well, when you were being a whole crybaby about I didn't do it, and stormed out the room like a little baby.
Don't you?
And then all these allegations, all these things started to erode. I'm thinking, R.Kelly, your music career is done and it can never come back. Yes, I do like some of your music, but every time now when I will,
Sorry, to add on that, to anybody here, would you listen to another R. Kelly song knowing what he's done?
Yes, but I would have it still in the forefront of my head. I would say, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I watched that Leaving Neverland thing.
Yeah.
And I still love Michael Jackson, like the songs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm just not. I don't connect them like that.
Separating the artist from the art.
I listen to Michael Jackson all the time, and I don't even think about it.
Regards to the trial, this is from the Telegraph. It says in almost a 6-week trial, the prosecution portrayed Kelly as a sexual predator and a control freak who ordered his victims to call him daddy and submit to violent spankings if they disobeyed his rules. It also says here, dozens of accusers testified in the lurid detail during the trial, alleging that Kelly subjected them to perverse and sadistic whims when they were underage. Some of the most harrowing testimonies came from a woman who said the R&B singer took advantage of her in 2003 when I was born, when she was an unsuspecting radio station intern. She told the court that he took her to his Chicago recording studio where she was kept locked up and was drugged before he sexually abused her. Was passed out. She says, I was scared, I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, she told the court. Jurors were also shown homemade videos of Kelly engaging in sexual acts that prosecutors said were not consensual. Kelly had pleaded not guilty to a racketeering charge and 8 counts of violating a federal law, making it illegal to transport people across state lines for prostitution. The defense argued that Kelly's accusers were groupies and stalkers who were hoping for a payout. That's what Kemal says. The singer's lawyer, Deborah Canick, questions why the alleged victims stayed in a relationship with Kelly if they thought they were being exploited. It says he made a choice, he told one woman who testified, adding, you participated of your own will. Him saying that, why did they keep engaging like what you used as your example, Solomon? If R. Kelly were paying them big money, and they didn't have none, ethically, what are you going to choose? The money, aren't you? Logically, do not want to do it. Most people who do sex work or prostitution don't want to do it. It's because they haven't got no money. They've got to make some money. They've got to make a lot of money. A lot of rich guys use prostitution to get, cheat with their wives because they're not having sex at home. That kind of scenario thing. Because they're going to choose some money. And if I was if I was one of the R. Kelly victims, I'm not saying I don't want to be. If I was, and I was that young age...
Reword that.
Just you do... You say you did a double negative. You said, not that I don't want to be.
That means that you would want to be.
Oh, yes, shit, sorry. Okay, right. Shit, I forgot.
That was an accident.
Right, accident. Sorry, I don't know what to be.
That was an accident.
Well, I'll just say... I'll just come back from that now. What was I saying? Remind me.
If you were R. Kelly victim, not that you would...
Oh, right, so if I said if I was...
Yeah, if you was.
Right, okay. Right, if I was R. Kelly's victim, like I said, I'll take the money for my family. And I think what those girls did, they gave it to a family. Well, they gave it to their family for them, them to have. Like, probably what Ali and those other girls did.
Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people think that that quite a lot of the crimes that he's been charged with have been pretty much fabricated, saying that they have apparently all these women that have come out speaking, they are this line just to get money, and that's really it. Like, he's innocent. And I think another famous example is Bill Cosby. A lot of people like to think of him as the racist, etc., like rapist, and all that kind of stuff like that. You know, he drugged all these women and did all these things and stuff like that. But a lot of people think that it was industry who did this to him, so that because apparently he was quite powerful back then. Apparently he owned quite a bit of like a company, etc., so that he would go into prison and then he would get a bad name for himself because he was a powerful black man. Do you guys think it's true?
No.
No?
Absolute. If I was a big top man, I'm thinking, yeah, I want to get on with these women I see here. Really? Come on, now. Come on, I don't know about you lot. What? No, definitely not.
So if you were Bill Cosby, you would do that?
A whole lot differently. I wouldn't go sleep with women.
Right.
Well, sleep with.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
What you just said is, if he was in that position, would I do what he did? Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. If I was in that position, I would not do what he did in the past.
But I don't.
Even though if I was rich or not.
I don't believe any of that.
Yeah.
That's people wanting to feel like they're a part of a secret club, and that they know something that people don't know.
No, and that people are drinking the blood of babies and doing all this stuff.
It's not true. But I do think there's always I'm never against the whole idea that some of them could be lying. Yeah, some of them could be lying. Don't change the fact that definitely some of them are telling the truth. Doesn't change that point. I don't care if you're like, yeah, but some of them are just trying to get money, right?
Of course.
Okay.
But
cool.
Alright. How about you, Kimo? What do you think?
It is bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
I went to go. Sorry, what?
No. It is bullshit. I mean, you I think what's happening is obviously with a lot of like spiritual communities. What's happening is they have a lot of conspiracy theories now. Now, not to say that you know that everything they say is wrong. I'm pretty sure some things that they advise is right, but in terms of a lot of things right now, they would often use the fact of these celebrities as being devil worshippers, etc., doing all these kind of excessive wild things.
So sympathize.
Yeah, just weird people in this weird Illuminati kind of club thing, which is beyond me, but it's kind of based off around the fact that a lot of people didn't know how certain black people managed to get a lot of money back in the day and stuff like that. Or he must have done some evil thing to get where they are now. They can't have been through actual talent or hard work or anything like that, or working smart. They didn't. They must have, sold their soul to the devil, etc., etc. But I think this new age spirituality thing, what they've done is they've kind of taken that to another level where it's now become a bit childish and a bit over the top, a bit hyperbolic. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Humans can do a lot of evil things, as we've seen with the Sarah Everard case as well. But to that extent, who knows? But I guess another example of this, we could include like Prince Andrew. Even like he's.
So
that was a good interview as well. That was an interview on the same level as R.Kelly. There was like, are you like all the questions? It was like, have you? What was it? Did you see Jeffrey Epstein after he was accused of thingy? And he was like, have I seen Jeff? I don't think so. And he was like, I said no. Then you talking about like a child rapist here? Just say. No, I didn't see him. And then there was like, you went over to his house, didn't you, after he was accused? And it was like, yes, but I needed somewhere to stay. At a child's rapist house. You knew that it was
Yeah.
Yes.
I do want to come on to Prince Andrew in a bit, but regards to R. Kelly with Aaliyah, it says here from the BBC, if you people don't know Aaliyah, well, most people do, but there's a few that don't.
I believe the younger generation probably don't.
Yeah. So the star, then aged 27, wed 15 years ago. Wed.
Yeah, wedded.
Oh shit, where did... Oh yeah, sorry. I just thought they missed the error in the thing. Right, sorry. Yeah. So it says here, the star, then age 27, wed 15-year-old singer Aaliyah at a secret ceremony in Chicago. Vibe magazine later discovered Aaliyah had lied about her age on the wedding certificate, listing herself as 18. The marriage was annulled in February 1995. A former tour manager for Kelly testified his trial that he bribed a government worker in 1994 to obtain a fake ID for Leah so the singers could marry her. What does that come back to again? Money and blackmail and bribe. It says here, for the rest of her career, Aaliyah dodged questions about the nature of her relationship. When people ask me, I tell them, hey, don't believe all that mess, she told one interviewer. We were close and people took it the wrong way. So, from what she said there, she kind of sounds like she likes being with R.Kelly, but at the same time, you think
the king of R&B back in the day.
Yeah, but yeah, you can do that. But obviously, she knows she's not 18. She's lied to the cause that she's 18.
Well, no, she would have been more told to lie.
Well, yeah, exactly. Told to lie. So the other side, I'm thinking now, is she just saying that for money? Is she saying that just to stay with R.Kelly as well? So there's two different sides of what she was saying here.
And that kind of raises an interesting point. I think you might have said this before because we talked about it a little bit before. If she was still alive, would she be one of the people that would call out R.Kelly now?
Definitely, because there's been more girls, more women, more victims of R.Kelly after Aaliyah sadly died. And if Aaliyah was present in this day and age now, and she's watching all the the documentaries of R.Kelly, looking at the news, reading through the amount of articles, I would expect her to go to the police or the FBI or whoever, the courts, newspaper, TMZ, anywhere to share her experience, because if she doesn't, it's going to keep carrying on with this mess. But luckily, it can't now because it's in jail. And yeah, R.Kelly, love your music, but yeah, you're a disgusting dog. And if you're rot in jail, that means he's to rot in jail. If people don't know, patois Jamaican.
I think they get the energy from it. I guess they got the energy for sure.
Like I'm saying, there's more.
But yet, not like there are other celebrities that are involved in this kind of thing, and again, with the amount of power and the amount of money they have, it's a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. The way how some of them get away with it. Like I said before, Prince Andrew.
James Franco's recently been accused.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker to me. I found that a bit of a shock because I was like, oh, James.
Yeah, I think there'll be more and more coming out, and it's gonna be.
Because there was a good period of like Hollywood actors and producers getting names.
But I think now that that's settled down, there's more I don't know. They're a bit more impactful now when they come out, because it went they were all impactful, and then it was every actor you knew had an accusation. Yeah. But now it's genuine accusations come out now, and I think it's good. I think it'll just continue, and we'll see.
A development, I've just forgot to say that 2 channels connected to the shamed singer R.Kelly, TV and R.Kelly Vivo, have been taken down from the site, which is owned by Google, and he will no longer be allowed to upload or control more content.
Yeah, his YouTube channel's been taken down. His YouTube channel's been taken down, so all of his songs on there, depending if people have the name.
And he's sentenced on the 4th of May next year, so we'll see how that turns out, and see if any other information comes out. And if there's any more information, we'll let the viewers.
I would imagine he would probably stick with life. If not that, then he might get a death sentence. Part of me kind of sees that happening, not to be morbid, but that could possibly happen. Damn. And I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was like, wow, R.Kelly was doing his thing back in the 90s. He was really the king of R&B, and then I'm like, wow, look at now.
Isn't that Bill Cosby, isn't it?
Yeah, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby is a weird one.
Same like Prince Andrew, but obviously it doesn't work now. But the amount of claims, the amount of allegations, because there's a lot.
Prince Andrew, man, he's had so many times to tell the truth, like R.Kelly, like Bill Cosby, but he insists he had nothing to do with it. And then obviously you had the royal family as well, who obviously they will support him because again.
Oh yeah, the Queen is willing to spend millions on Prince Andrew, and that was a story that's been a past news story that's been out. That she was supporting with his, the fees, and I think, wow, you could do that to your son. Not like, I'm not saying obviously you love your son, but the amount of stuff he's got himself into, but he knows what he's lying. For me personally, I don't know if other people know, but I think most of the British public think he's lying. But yeah,
that's it. When it comes to your child or your family member, there is love there. So even if they do something bad, it's like the emotional wise, there's attachment there. So it's hard to let go or hard to accept these kind of things. But again, logically thinking, yes, you can accept it if there is evidence that actually supports these claims, then you're gonna have to. Now again, I don't blame the Queen for supporting him, because again, it's her son, but she will eventually, I think, stop supporting him in that regard and actually accept, if not already accepted it, if not, actually, allow him to actually be prosecuted.
well, let's hope, because it's been served papers from Virginia Guthrie, so we'll see how that turns out.
We'll see how that, we'll definitely see how that develops. But again, thank you guys for sharing your points.
Remember, we're going to talk more if there's any developments.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just a mess. But well, there you have it. That is what we think for those two discussions. But please stay tuned in, because after the break, we will be solving a new dilemma that I have picked. Final episode presenting, and a new edition of Loose Mandem does Never Have I Ever. See you in a bit.
Walk and skank and me say walk and skank, yes sir. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. You go out of the street, you fi walk and skank. You go. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank, yes sir. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. You go out of the street, you fi walk and skank. You go.
Welcome back. Still to come, we have a new dilemma to discuss for last episode of the season, and that will be in about 6 to 10 minutes or so. Moreover, the panellists will be playing the new edition of Loose Mandem does Never Have I Ever. We will see who has won in about 10 minutes or so. Right, let us get to the new dilemma that I picked for the newspaper, which is an anonymous source, states that she is having the hottest affair with her son's teacher, and all she can think about is that she wants more. They sneak out together when they can to meet at local beauty spots or organise cheap hotels of a town. It started when her son, who is 8, also wears glasses, was being bullied. The other kids in class were so cruel to him and kept crying, so she went in to see his new teacher. His teacher was very kind, telling her he had handled the bullies, but she couldn't stop fantasizing about this guy. She states he's 32 and gorgeous with blue eyes and that go right through you. She's 31 and her husband is 35. This teacher called her and suggested they meet for a drink, and she accepted the invite and told her husband she was going out with a girlfriend. The following week, they met again in a hotel, and the sex was off the scale. This is her word. Her husband is not sympathetic and has no patience, unlike her lover. The passion she has with her lover is very intense. She wants to be with him every day. So there's a lot to unpack there, but don't worry because we are the Loose Mandem, and here are our reactions. So, come on, what's your thoughts on these?
Wow. My thought on this is, my thoughts and reactions on this are, girl, if you don't have a nice good life, or a nice personal relationship with your husband, you go find a different man. But I don't agree with her in terms of not telling her husband that she's seen the teacher, because she clearly enjoys being with him and she's not unhappy at home. And I think she should go and tell the husband. But what I've just been reading here, a bit more information to your introduction. It says here, the teacher told me his wife was the head of another school and had strong ambitions, leaving little time for him and their daughter. As we walked to my car, I was willing him to kiss me. So both of them, both the teacher and the wife, are unhappy in their relationships. So I feel like this finish it with your wife and your husband at home, and you make a new relationship together. That's what I think. It says here, when he leaned in, it felt so good to feel his lips on mine and our bodies pressing against each other. The following week, we met again in a hotel and the sex was off the scale. And that's her words, not mine, was off the scale. So she
Don't steal my line, okay?
She definitely enjoyed that sex, what she just had in the hotel. Like Saul said, her husband is not sympathetic to her and has no patience, unlike the lover. It says here, when I told him about the bullying, he told our son to man up. My son just cried. I don't think I love my husband anymore. So it sounds like a husband is kind of like a strict dad, but he'll say son to man up, or he doesn't show love to nobody. I think he may be insecure in himself. Reading that and coming from your introduction, I think her husband is insecure about him and about his family and about that. He may not be a guy to open up. He may like to say man up, but in the background he'll say love your son. That kind of relationship. He won't say it to your face, but he'll say it in his mind or I feel like he's that kind of man.
He might again, not to create excuses, but there are specific cases where old school tradition kind of teaching comes into play, which is fair. But then again, would you give that as an excuse to allow what she did?
No. Look, I think cheating on someone is probably the worst thing you could do to someone you're romantically involved in, other than murder, like the proper dark stuff. But I just don't have sympathy for that. I don't care if he's a very strict dude and he's not loving. And look, if he hasn't abused you and he hasn't done anything on that level, you're in the wrong. You need to tell him, and then he should be allowed to do whatever he wants from then on. As in, he can leave and take the kids, or he can leave and go on his own. You both need to do that. It's that simple. I have no, it's not like, I just have no sympathy for people who cheat. And I think she should just tell him, and the teacher, should tell his family as well what's going on. She's ruined her kid's life though. If he's 8, yeah, she's ruined his life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As soon as he finds out, you've got to split up. Yeah.
But you know one thing I don't get? Why is he getting bullied in this day and age for having glasses
Kids
at
are awful,
primary school?
man. Kids are mean.
Kids again.
No, but no, right. Well, let me finish what I'm saying. It's come a norm now to have glasses. Back when, right? Okay, you disagree. Back when my mum was at school, yes, it was kind of like, oh, you're wearing glasses. It's like, oh wow, let me bully you. Now I'm thinking, I thought we've moved from that.
No,
Oh,
anything
that's it.
a kid can get on you. Anything. Don't matter if it's.
But
you could have like a cool haircut and they'll still
But
bully you.
he's not the only. I bet he's not the only one to have glasses as a kid in that school.
I don't matter.
Oh,
They'll probably get
teachers.
bullied.
That's what I mean. Kids, kids are
Just evil.
So Solomon, do you want to? Do
They're
you
not
think it should
logical.
be a norm then? Or do you think we should educate our kids? You know.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It comes down to parenting.
Yeah.
If your parent doesn't teach your child, again, in most cases, not all cases, because again, some kids can hear that and then just brush it aside.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it comes down to parenting. If your parenting skills are good enough that you can tell your child that, all right, it doesn't matter about anybody's differences, right? You can treat people equally, then that'll be fine. But in the real world,
Kids are mean.
kids are
And all kids want to one up each other. Don't
And it's
matter.
not
Don't.
fun.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Like kids just want to one up each other, and don't matter if glasses are cool now. If you're wearing glasses and they don't like you, they'll call you Four Eyes. They'll call you Specky. If you're ginger, it don't matter if like ginger became cool one day and like everybody wanted to dye their ginger. They'll call
But you
you
know
ginger
what? I would
ninja.
call that terminology our generation.
No, that's the game's still the same though. That's the thing. Like it transcends different generations. It doesn't matter.
Kids are not that different in generation wise. It's as soon as you start getting into teenagers, you see the difference in generations. All kids are the same. Like, yeah, all kids are the same. I mean, I was the exact same. I met my like 10-year-old cousin, and everybody was like, "He's just you" as a kid, and I was like, "I know," but it's like he's grown up with completely different things to me, and he's the same as me as a kid, and it's just how it goes. It's like kids are all the same. They're all mean and they want to one up each other. Because that's just how it is. It's when you get into teenage years, and that's when it's that. There's no logic behind bullying as a child. As long as you can do it, you're doing it.
I mean, one of their excuses with like name calling is, "Oh, poopy pants." Like it's not creative. It's not great. It's just insults because of the sake of it. You're a kid. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? I mean, Akima, the thing is, right, Akima, right? Even the whole argument of because. Oh, it's more accepted now. Not necessarily is true because let's say if you're talking about height, oh, if you're tall, you know what I mean, then you're more handsome in that way. You're more, you know what I mean, this and that. I'm not trying to call you out, Kumar. Obviously, you are a very tall person. Not
So,
tall.
yeah,
It's
not really.
just short. It's a mini. But even then, like, because you're quite a tall person. And yes, you, Kyle, as well.
I'm literally the tallest person.
Yes, you are the tallest person here. But the point I mean is like little kids will call tall people, "Oh, Green Jack." They call me Green Giant back in the day.
The bully you for being
They do not care at all. My whole point was right. It is a matter of like what's now suddenly cool or what's now accepted. Regardless of that, kids will pick on you. If they can pick on you, it doesn't matter. Like whether it be grown-ups or little kids, they'll do it. You know what I mean? They'll do it regardless. Carl?
She's ruining not only a kid's life, but her husband. She's ruining everybody's life, and so is he to his family. You need to tell them. You need to sort it out so that you're no longer making these mistakes. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's terrible as well.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that to their families.
No, but so he's getting bullied for his glasses.
Oh.
And that's why she's met the teacher. Obviously, that's how they got in a relationship. So if it wasn't for her son being bullied by other kids for his glasses, I think they would have met.
I feel like
that's a
I feel like they could have met in a parents' evening and the same thing could have happened.
I don't think
Like, if this was a movie plot, that would be really important. But this is real thing. That should happen to happen.
Yeah.
But, okay. We're all in agreement.
Right, I think we are all in agreement to say that.
Don't do it. Tell.
No. If she's if she's not having a good relationship at home, keep it on go with the relationship, but finish it with your husband.
Yeah,
because that's obviously don't like him. Yeah.
Obviously, tell the husband
before you
do it though.
You should stop that.
No, but she's not so just go and tell him now that you've done it.
But just the point is, tell the husband.
In general,
And also tell your child, jeez Louise. But sorry, that went on a bit of a tangent. Although that should be a topic.
But you know what?
Kids.
Deirdre, what Deirdre's saying now?
Oh, go on.
Deirdre says so that the arguing out who she's telling this story to. She says, "You enjoy the sex, but then he goes back to his wife. Sex without love is so destroying. You say he's kind, but what else is he offering?" That's a question. There's some people, if they're wearing glasses, is one thing, but his mum having a fling with his teacher could have a catastrophic consequences for him if the word got out, which is true. Remember why you fell in love with your partner. He might seem hard, but perhaps this more mature approach was what drew you into him. If he's a good dad, if it is worth trying to salvage your marriage. If things need to change, let your husband know. If your sex life is flagging, tell him where you want to be touched and kissed to bring back those thrills. And then she's got some pop if you want. If you want advice on that, but that's what.
So, in conclusion, if you are going to cheat, or if you have cheated on your significant other,
talk to your partner.
Yeah, just be a logical
thing
human being. I know emotions can have a big way in it, but now as it's last ever show presenting on season 1. Oh gosh.
You're expecting claps.
Yeah, no. I'm kind of upset.
Sorry, you can do that.
This next thing should be fun and ease you from today's discussion. So, it is time to play Loose Mandem does Never Have I Ever. In this game, the rules are very simple. I will read a set of questions that the panelists will have to answer by holding up their pieces of paper that shows I have never or I have. If one of the panelists has done most of the things stated, it means they have lost. Is that good? Cool. Alright, I'm going to pass these down. Alright guys, are you ready to play Never Have I Ever?
Yeah.
Yes sir. Alright. First question. Never have I ever gone on a blind date. Okay, Kyle, you've gone on a blind date. What happened there?
Well, all I knew is that one of my friends was like, "Hey, this girl messaged me. She said you look cute in my story." So I was like, "Oh, cool! This has never happened before. This is cool." So then she went to go see her, and I was like, "Oh, what does she look like?" She was like, "Just go see her." And then I went to go see her, and she was nice.
Oh, sweet.
Didn't go anywhere further than that.
Unfortunately.
I've got a girl now. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But yes, the girl I went on a blind date was nice.
Shout out. That's love. Right. Next question. Never have I ever creeped on an ex on social media.
Wait, hold on, hang on.
Okay, both of y'all need to explain what happened there. Cause okay. I'm gonna go with Kyle first. Let me hear what Kyle has to say first.
Well, the girl I'm currently with, we broke up before, and I creeped on her.
Fair.
Well, that's like more like just sadness and wanting her back. You know what I mean? And it worked. Got her back.
There you go. Take us Steve. No. How about you, Kyle?
You know the girl in high school.
Yeah.
What I've told you about. Yeah? Mm-hmm. I just don't want to explain out my business on here.
You didn't have to explain everything. Just a little.
So obviously we were together, we had a nice time, but obviously it didn't work out, but we remain as friends. But that doesn't mean I don't go fast, nosy on her Instagram about what she's doing, because she still follows me, unfortunately. But yeah, I do have a little sneak peek, but she doesn't watch the show, so I'm alright to say that.
This will be the first episode she checks out.
No.
I would directly send it to her. No. All right, next one. Never have I ever been hungover.
I don't get drunk.
Come on, Haz.
No, mine's in the middle.
Oh, yours in the middle.
Yeah, can I put it in the middle?
Stuck
No,
in the
I'm
middle
happy.
with you.
What's the definition of hungover though? Because you can feel.
Hungover. So you've woken up the next morning.
Mad at yourself because you're in
Yeah.
pain. So you wake up being like, oh, I can't believe you've done this. That's how you wake up. Not that
I
I've
still want to
ever
put it in
had.
the middle because that's not the extreme. But I do, when I do go out, I do feel tired. But I'm not. I haven't gone out and thrown up or.
I'm gonna give you half a point for that.
Okay, half a point. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That's not good. That means you're on your way to losing.
Oh, yeah, it's the one with the lowest points.
Yeah, like you're half a point away from
Alright.
your second.
Wait.
Right, you are first.
Oh,
That is.
I never win. I have not won an entire game in this entire season.
You know.
No? I haven't won anything.
Sure, you have.
I came second.
No. You actually was on this game, but then I think you lost to either Terrell or something like that.
Yeah. Well, rock paper scissors for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so close. Damn it. Right. Next question. Never have I ever gone commando, and do not go into detail.
Depending where? Anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, I feel bad right now.
But I once went commando in primary school. I remember in year 6.
Bold.
I can't tell this story. Anyway, yeah.
That's bold. Okay. No. All right. Carl, you're still in the lead. Come on, man.
How would
Stop.
you say this is winning?
No, you're winning at losing. That's a good thing, I guess. All right.
Biggest loser.
I'll give you a trophy for losing, I swear. Right, never have I ever kissed my best friend. This could be girl or boy, depending on
Where kissed.
Well, you know it. We've done it.
Oh yeah, you've done it with you.
We've done it in the middle of like a performance.
Literally. Okay, so yeah. Okay, that's Kyle. You have. Okay. Akimo, tell me what happened, bro.
Fucking primary school, we was bored.
It always starts out. Okay, so you were bored, and then you're like, sweet. All right, I don't even have to. I don't even have to go to you. I already know this.
Well, me and Tyrese, we just kiss because it's funny. We got laughs. No, we did though, didn't it? No, what would happen would be me and Tyrese, my best friend Tyrese, if we were bored and like everybody was looking at us, we'd usually just make out. It was pretty great. It was pretty good. Terrible kisser though. Oh, it's the worst kisser. Kisses like this.
when you full?
Kisses like this.
Oh, go into detail.
Yeah.
Kyle. Oh, I thought,
It goes, wow! No,
Yeah, like a
no.
quick one.
He
Oh,
goes
so
for
he
it,
went
didn't we? We did go for it a lot of times.
You did really hardcore, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, how about you? Come on, I saw that I have. What happened there?
Okay, so obviously back in primary school. So you know when you've got those little places where your teachers don't see you. So in my primary school, we had an outdoor toilet. So went in and I used to play around with majority of girls, but some of the times boys. But yeah, I used to run around. Yeah, and then
Okay.
it's a little pet though.
Okay.
And yeah, she just touchy-feely kind of thing.
Damn!
Kind of thing.
That's more than he's done.
Thank you.
I didn't know the girl's name, and I don't want to say it on here. But if you know, you know.
We can always edit this out.
No,
Come
no.
on.
If you went to my primary school, her name begins with.
Don't you do this? Just,
Why are you
No,
why are you risking it?
and don't risk it.
No,
'cause-
she don't watch the show. She begins with an R.
Oh my god,
Screw it.
that's
Screw
Erin.
it. Screw it.
It
Okay.
begins with
Right.
an R.
So technically, Akimo's winning at this point. Kamar, your second place. Kyle, walk on, man.
First place.
Your first place is losing, man. Damn.
I've given up on trying to win. I'm a good loser. I'm
Okay. At least you're owning it. Never have I ever ghosted someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of y'all trash, but I've also done it too. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Come on. Explain.
So
So you know when you get those message requests on Facebook, typically Facebook, less on Instagram, so obviously I've looked on Facebook message requests, because you don't see them in your normal conversation, so I've looked and I've seen this woman says she wants to offer sex. Can you, tell me a bit about you? So we're like, yeah, let me just go and delete you off my Facebook.
Oh wait, is it like it's one of those like, you know, like Instagram, you get one of those kind of like...
It's like, hey baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of those
but
ones.
it was like a real person.
Oh, it was a real person?
Yeah.
Golly. If anything, you should sit.
Should've
See,
gone for it, man.
yeah, like...
No, I just deleted it because it was just... Why not admin? Why just slide in my Facebook DMs and just send me that?
To be fair, there are a lot of creepy people that do that.
But actually,
I
forget about me. I want to talk about... I know you're the host and I know you don't do it, but can you just explain your situation with regards to that in... don't go in detail.
Okay. So, it was during lockdown and I got this random message from a real life girl, that's right. And she... I know it's friends that were really weird. But... what happened was she was quite evasive and she moved quite fast, and then the next thing you know, like she obviously, like, she knew one of my friends and she knew where I lived. Next thing you know, out of nowhere she said, "Oh, in Bradford, they meet up." We didn't arrange anything at that point.
She called you, didn't you?
She
sent a
did.
voice note.
She said no. She called. Why did she sound? Why did she have a deeper voice than me? That's the question. That's the question. And then she said, "Oh, in Bradford, you want to meet up?" I'm like, I don't know who you are. Who are you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just ghosted her from that day on. Now I want to know about Akima real quick.
You see,
Yeah.
mine's gonna make me sound like a bad guy.
Boom, boom.
Okay. Oh, some of those go on Discord, yeah.
Alright.
Oh, this guy was 13.
I know. That is very harsh.
19.
You have to say that 19 quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
R.Kelly part 2, like, hold on. I don't want to hurt
I
her.
need to get my notes on. Go on.
Yeah, we started playing games with each other a few times, and it was pretty fun with it, but I started not to like it that much, so I kind of ghosted it. And I noticed that she actually messaged me a few times because I heard ping it from Discord, but I just ignored it.
Okay.
What?
See, bad guy.
What kind of games?
Games. Mostly just Roblox or shooting.
Yeah, what kind of games are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of a different game thing.
Nah.
I don't have to go in detail for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People might try to know what I meant.
Alright. Anyways, next one. Actually, Carl, didn't you say you ghosted someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, just girls I did that. I was like, it's called post-nut syndrome. You ever heard of it? So post-nut syndrome it happens to guys. So when we're like in the mood, we don't really think straight, and we message people we shouldn't probably message. And then right after we leave ourselves, we have a clear mind and actually can think straight. So I've ghosted a lot of girls because I've like messaged them out of desperation, and then after I've done it, I'm like, oh, why have I messaged this woman? Oh, this is gross, I don't like it, and then ghost it. It's great. Post-nut syndrome. It really affects 1 out of every 1 man.
Next question. Right.
Yeah.
So, have I ever peed in the shower?
Peed in the shower.
Peed in the shower.
What the hell are these questions?
Peed in the shower, y'all?
Can you say like, never have I ever like had a faucet? That'd be good.
Oh, never shut in the
Because
shower.
if you're gonna, right, say in the shower, right, you're having a little bit and you feel like, oh,
And it's a bit cold, so you want to warm up your leg.
But not even that, you're gonna wash your ting, you're gonna wash your meal ting, aren't you? Anyway, in the shower. So why don't you just do a little treacle in the shower, make it go down the drain, wash your thing off.
You
You
people
gotta,
wash
gotta,
off?
you gotta obviously have some slope in the shower.
What do you mean by you people?
You obviously gotta have some slope in the shower, so you just wash your hands with your hands.
Alright, okay. This is like a sub question.
Sorry, let me just clear this. I don't do it now, but I used to do before.
I'm still wee in the show.
I like how to
It's
really
embarrassing
clarify that. I like
No,
how
I
you
think
have to
that's
clarify that.
Yeah, as soon as I got it, as soon as the water touched me, I'm like,
To be fair, hold on. Because I've heard people do this, and it's bizarre to me.
brush your teeth.
Nah, people actually. Well,
Poo.
yeah, in the shower.
Oh, no.
I've pooed while
No.
being in the shower. Like, I've gotten out of the shower, gone over to my toilet.
Oh, no, that's fine.
No, but in the actual shower.
Oh,
No. That could go down the drain. So how are you gonna do?
Bad.
You're gonna munch it with your hands or your feet to just.
I think more of the effort is actually like because they can't be bothered cleaning their arses. They're like, oh, the shower will do it for me. Boom.
And me and Simon know someone in regards to that. No, we're not saying nothing.
Right. Next.
Next question. Right. Never have I ever. What the fuck? Never have I ever had a crush on a friend's sibling.
I never. No, I think I have.
Love.
One of my friends' sisters were fucking apart. Shit.
Yo. Okay.
But would you?
Which one was that one?
I have never. Would you
Never.
actually confront?
No, I was just get buckling. Oh, but if it was right now, then.
I thought she was hot. I thought she was hot, and I was like, if she came on to me, I'd do something. But
Alright.
I don't think it was like a crush.
Damn.
Tyrese, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh god. Okay. Right. Next one. Right. Again.
Oh, sorry. Can I just change that?
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, it better not be one of my siblings. I swear to God.
No, and we know someone who likes one of your siblings, and the closer was.
Which one?
I'm not saying nothing because.
Tell me after. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm adding that point for you then. Come on. All right. Cool. And Akima, you're kind of catching up. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Right. Next one. Never have I ever got into a physical fight.
Who was it? Who was it?
You have. Kyle.
Thinking?
Oh, hold on.
If you have to think, then
No, I haven't.
you haven't.
I've never had like a proper adult fight. I mean, I even told you, didn't I? Like,
Yeah.
can you actually hit me? So I know
Physical
it's
fight
like-
is anything.
I've like had
touchy.
scuffles as a little kid and stuff,
Yeah,
but I've never like fought
Wait,
anyone.
wait. I can make that into what I have right now.
I mean, no, but okay. You have.
Yeah. But a few times when you're younger, like in high school, so.
Okay. Did you win?
Yeah.
Wow,
Why-
that's such a lie.
That is such a long pause you
Yes.
took right there. Like, yeah. Like, no. Okay, come on.
So you
I
are in
already
this
know.
situation. So back in primary school, I'm in the playground. So my primary school's got a nice hill down, sloping hill. I mean, I was playing on that. So this idiot boy wants to. It was okay in primary school. He's matured up now, and you hadn't spoken to him, but yeah, he's matured up now. So, but anyway, back in primary school, he used to be annoying. He used to tease everyone, girls and boys. He used to be like a ningy little thingy ear thing any day. So it was so much time. See him, we were arguing, and then when I'm walking back, he all of a sudden pushes me. So I look back. He was a big stocky guy, I just grabbed his white. He was wearing a white polo t-shirt. I just grabbed his white polo t-shirt and just pushed him down the hill. And then, he all erupted. He went and told the teacher. Teacher was like, "Oh, what happened that great time?" Made a story. Oh, come on, push me.
In other words,
Isn't that
Kamar,
what I have? Then?
in other words, Kamar's played King of the Hill. So.
Did I have?
No, actually,
No, he actually has. He actually has. Like,
well, this was back in primary school, but I did grab him. I got some force. Don't know where I got the force. Grabbed him. He was, big and jubbly. Just stuck it. So I grabbed him, and then I just grabbed him, and he must have either tripped, and then he fell, or he might have just fell straight away. But
Okay.
yeah, I do remember that, and that's just in my head.
so you have as well.
Oh, then yeah.
Okay. Damn it, Kyle, you could have lied, bro. You could have lied.
But I haven't had any
No, but I don't
facts.
want to, like, I've punched guys before. In the face.
Okay, that's physical.
Cool. Yeah, it's the physical right, technically.
Yeah.
So alright, so okay, damn Kyle, bro. You ain't
I'm a danger, man.
no, I mean you lost this game, bro. Don't lie.
You just keep going and tell me.
Right. Never have I ever snooped through someone's phone.
Oh, yeah.
If you have, you're trash.
No.
Come on, you're trash. You're trash for that. You have?
Yeah?
Good, respectable human beings. You.
Yeah.
Huh. No, I'm playing. Explain it.
Alright, I'll just use one example. So, you know, like, my mum, on the phone and stuff like that. She lets me use it. So, I just see what, Facebook's saying, messages saying. But obviously, I don't do it now, Mum. But, yeah, before I did use have a look, I'm very, when friends or cousins leave before nights, or, have a quick look, see what they're doing. I put it back down straight away and see, like, look like I haven't even touched the phone. But, yeah, I have. I won't do it now, but obviously, yes, before I
I think this episode is like exposing Kamal right now. I ain't gonna
exposing my past life. Yeah.
Right, okay. Never have I ever told my parents I was staying at a friend's house, but I was really somewhere else. Okay.
I'm a good boy.
I do that all the time.
You're a good boy.
When did I do that last? Oh, that was during, I wanted to go to a pie, but it was like really, it was pie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it was overnight, so me and Tyrese were just like, we're staying at our friend's Tom's. So that was my excuse. It worked pretty well.
Cool. Alright, that's sweet. Kamal and Keeman haven't. Okay, that's cool. Alright, last one. Never have I ever stolen anything.
Stolen? Obviously, I've stolen something.
I think I said that last time as well.
I did. I want to see now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you all have.
Yeah, we don't know. Okay, everyone, we don't.
Yes, we do.
That's all I'm saying, that's what's all I'm saying. So me and the guys,
I'm stereotyped. So
me and the other guys, we haven't, we don't do it.
tell me the situation.
Yes, so I stole in corner shops. And do you know when you used to go out for with your family to do the food shop, and you're in, for example, a famous supermarket beginning with a T, you're in your trolley, you're next to your mum, and then you go to the fruit aisle and you see some grapes, and those open grapes, and you're thinking, I'm a bit hungry, so I used to pick some grapes out the supermarket and eat them at the same time. And this is in the past, don't do this now. So, when you're also in the supermarket and you want to drink, so what I used to do, I used to take the drink, pretend it's mine, and open it and drink it and come out of the shop like.
As someone who's worked in the backside of supermarkets, you do realise that the fruit that they haven't been washed. Like they drop on the.
I know, but remember, that's when I was young. That's when I was babyish. That's when I was like a toddler.
But for people at home,
obviously that's gone out my system now, isn't it? So yeah.
I'm saying like, ain't all good. So okay, Carl, what happened?
I just steal stuff.
Presently?
Present tense.
Present, yeah.
Steal. Okay.
Stole.
Playing.
Okay, right.
I just, when I was younger, I just stole stuff.
Yeah.
Just random stuff.
Just random stuff.
No, because I liked having stuff that was other people's. So I'd go into.
But I didn't want to pay.
I'd go into my sister's room and steal stuff from there. I'd go into mum's room, steal stuff from there. Go into my dad's cabinet, steal stuff from there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
But then as soon as I turned like 8,
I used
got
to
good at it.
if my mum or dad had some change, like a £1 or like £2 to go get ice cream, I used to take the pound. And so I used to go and take the pound.
I'm not that bold. Again, my dad's 6'4". I ain't trying.
He's 6'4".
He's about what 6'4", and he's built, and he's Jamaican, and he's dark skinned. No, you would not. No, you would not. As someone who has tried. No. Akima, what happened?
Stole things what little kids normally steal, like sweets in corner shops, sometimes toys, sometimes a ball or a bike,
So I
A
stole
bike? Yeah, that golly! I called it a bike.
I love how it's slowly going up.
Oh, I've still.
A ball, a bike, a gun, a car.
A person.
I stole a football
a
too.
sock,
Yeah.
a phone, diamonds from Minecraft. I stole.
Yeah.
Damn. Black people, man, we're not representing ourselves well on this damn show. I ain't gonna lie. It's my last episode of the season, man. Come on. no, really and truly though. That was actually pretty funny though. I like that. To be fair.
No, that's wrong. So if alright, let me just get this last point. If you was to see £5 on the floor, somebody's taken it. It's like the same thing. Would you take it up or would you give it back to her?
Well, if the person was there, I would give it back.
No, even if she was there. Oh no, I'm keeping that. It's her own fault.
Yeah,
for
I'm
dropping
keeping it too.
It's my money.
Y'all some crooks, man. I gotta be. Y'all some crooks. Right. Well, guys, that is it for the penultimate Monday edition of the season. Kyle, you
I won, technically.
You
I've technically, of this season, I've officially won as the biggest loser.
have, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, but it's good that, because now I've officially won something. I think I should
Has
get
he?
him. I think for season 2.
He's
Yeah,
won
yeah.
being the biggest loser.
I think for season 2.
Alright, you can have that title for being here. What's up?
Also,
I like
the biggest
that.
loser. I like that, winning of losing, yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Alright.
I think for season 2, I should get a
confidence
cup.
is there.
I should get a cup with loser on it.
I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. I want to give a thank you to Kamal, Akimo, and Kyle for joining me and sharing their views bravely on today's episode. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and set your alerts and notifications for any of our posts and episodes relating to the show. We upload online, and we would love for you, your friends, your family, etc., to give us a follow or a subscribe on our personal social media handles, which you have seen at the start of the episode, and also Loose Mandem's social media handles, which are on your screen right now. But as this is my final episode of the season, it's been great, it's been fun, and I'll see you next season. Peace out. And tell the Mandem and gal them about Loose Mandem.
Walk and skank and me say walk and skank, yes sir. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. Walk and skank and me say walk and skank. You go out of the street, you fi walk and skank.